classroom.
Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6. Let's face it, news is complicated. That's why WJBF.com makes it easy. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time. Plus, get the latest video in one click with WJBF Plus. Get it all at WJBF.com. The Live 5 or 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
After a stormy morning, we're starting to see some clearing this afternoon as drier, cooler air is building in. I'll have all the details on what you can expect in your 5 for 6 forecast coming up.
Now at 4:30, the search continues for survivors after a powerful and deadly earthquake in Taiwan, the strongest in 25 years plus.
President Joe Biden today highlighting the efforts to bring down the cost of asthma inhalers. Coming up, I've got a look at just how much they're coming down and what kind of an impact that could have on your family.
And it's a problem not many would be caught complaining about. $1 billion showing up out of nowhere. What we are learning about mystery money found in a South Carolina account. Your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. 9 people are dead and hundreds more injured following a powerful earthquake in Taiwan. Rescue workers are now searching for survivors. It's Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years. The earthquake measured 7.4 on the Richter scale. Look at this video. It was followed by a 6.5 aftershock. A number of buildings collapsed. Some are now leaning. The quake and aftershocks also caused 24 landslides and damage to 35 roads, bridges, and tunnels.
The damage in Ireland is the most, we know that the most suffering compared to the, my office is located in New Taipei City, but we still can feel the strength of the quake. So, yes, it's very strong.
The Biden administration announced it's monitoring the situation and is prepared to offer assistance. A Swainsboro woman now lives about 3 hours away from the epicenter. News Channel 6's Barkley Biscuit spoke to her by phone this morning.
I had never experienced something so violent, and I was holding on to the door frames, and my refrigerator started moving. And you know, the refrigerator is quite massive. And then the shoe rack started moving, and the shoes flipped over, and then some picture frames fell. And shoes flew out, and the drawers were opening and closing, and this was like the first thing in the morning, and I started praying. I just started praying.
Those prayers worked for Alexandra. Her apartment didn't have any major damage, and her 2 children were at school when it happened. They were able to get outside, and everyone stayed safe. We had a night of wild, rough weather here locally, and now it's time for our first look at the weather with meteorologist Sherry Sheely. And wow, it was like a cycle. It was first the storms rolled in, the rain, then the wind, then the storms again, then the wind. Wow.
Yeah, but look at it now. We got blue skies.
Yeah, gorgeous.
But we're still rocking and rolling with the wind, though.
Yeah.
As you can see on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, these trees are just blowing around as the winds do continue. So yeah, the rain is gone, the storms are gone, but the winds are going to stick around for a little bit longer. In fact, wind gusts right now still really kicking it from the west. 26-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in Augusta, 21 in Barmel, 25 in McCormick. So yeah, hold on to your hats if you're heading outside. We do have a lake wind advisory you need to be aware of for the counties here in Gold. So much of the CSRA there, and a lake wind advisory until 8 o'clock Thursday night. So yes, the winds are here to stick around, and they are blowing in some cooler temperatures, but it is nice right now. 73 in Augusta, 72 in Bamberg, and some 60s in our western line counties, 68 there in Gibson. So that is a pretty big jump from yesterday. So almost double digits just about everywhere as that cooler, drier in is ushering in. So your after work planner, again, feeling pretty good there in the 70s and 60s for the next several hours under lots of sunshine until it goes down. But again, those those winds are going to remain to be pretty breezy throughout the next several hours and into your Thursday. So clearing out, but the winds are staying in, and we're cooling off. I have all the details in your Viper 6 forecast coming up. Steve?
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you then. Starting soon, asthma sufferers will see a huge drop in cost of their inhalers. It's an effort President Joe Biden is highlighting today at the White House. Trevor Shirley reports from our D.C. bureau.
And today's event comes after 3 major drug manufacturers announced those price caps on their inhalers. Back in January, lawmakers criticized 4 major drug manufacturers for selling their asthma inhalers at significantly higher prices in the U.S. than other countries. For example, one of AstraZeneca's inhalers cost $645 in the U.S., but just $49 in the U.K. Since then, 3 of those 4 manufacturers, including AstraZeneca, say they'll now cap the out-of-pocket cost for their inhalers at just $35 a month. The White House says that decision is a major win for roughly 27 million Americans suffering from asthma. That includes around 4 million children. Lowering healthcare costs is a major part of the president's re-election efforts. He's highlighting those efforts at a White House event today, which also focuses on the inhaler price caps.
And going forward with more competition and more generic drugs in the market, the price could even be less than it is now, coming down.
The president will also push to expand the number of drugs Medicare can negotiate prices for with pharmaceutical companies from 10 to 50.
We must use all of our tools to make sure that Americans get access to the affordable health care that they deserve, even when it means taking on powerful corporations.
The president's also highlighting what he says are the benefits of the Inflation Reduction Act on lowering health care costs. That legislation was passed 2 years ago with only support from Democrats. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
For just the second time ever in the United States, a human has contracted bird flu. Texas health officials say the person had direct exposure to cows that presumably had the virus. The recent outbreak among dairy cows has spread to at least 4 states, with a 5th state reporting a possible case. Doctors say the risk to the general public is low. Infected cows are being isolated, their milk disposed of, and officials say there is no risk to the meat supply because they wait for the animal to recover. An update to a story we told you about last week. State lawmakers spent 6 hours grilling State Treasurer Curtis Loftus Tuesday about how the state could lose track of $1.8 billion. This is happening in South Carolina. Finance Committee members claim the treasurer breached the public's trust. State Treasurer Loftus oversees and invests the state's money. He says it wasn't his job to notify lawmakers about the miscellaneous funds. He says that keeping the books balanced is the responsibility of Comptroller General Brian Gaines. Well, it takes dedication and perseverance to become an elite gymnast, and even then, only a select few become Olympians. Coming up, one girl's journey to Paris.
And we got between 1/4 inch to over 2 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, but we pick up any more in the next couple of days. I have all the details for you coming up.
Each year, /give change that counts to learn more.
To get the weather, you need to see the whole picture. That's why Live Viper 6 gives you the Skyview network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Viper 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview network. Powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
God is giving you more of what you love. Please. Oh, that was abrupt. More stars.
More laughs.
And more stars.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. Book direct flights to Washington, D.C. at flyags.com.
18-year-old Jocelyn Roberson is hoping to be a part of the 2024 team in Paris, and she is a member of the 2012 Fierce Five to support her. Alyssa Orange takes us inside a day of training and her relationship with Jordan Weber.
I have been getting up in the morning to go to practice probably since I was like 9 or 10. I don't think you can ever get used to getting up this early.
It's the start to a typical morning for elite gymnast Jocelyn Robertson.
We are going from 7 a.m. to 5:30. We do get a break in there.
The daily routine all tailored towards one goal, the Olympic Games in Paris.
I just fell in love with watching it on TV, and I wanted to be those girls one day. Winter Cup started, and then I feel like it was just like a ball that started rolling, and I just got better and better and better, and I ended up making worlds, and I was like, wow, like I really did that. Arkansas really wasn't on the plate when I was thinking about college. I was like, no. But I was like, but I want to talk to Jordan, so I'm going to call her. I cannot believe I'm talking to you. Like, you've been my favorite gymnast since I was 3. I just remember watching you on TV, and I was like, I have to be her one day.
The head coach of Razorback Gymnastics, Jordan Weaver.
A member of the Fierce Five at the 2012 Olympics, Jordan Weaver's path has kept her around the sport she loves.
I think coaching really fills that gap of missing gymnastics and competing. The first couple years after I retired, it was really hard for me to be at a meet and not be out there performing. We're going to get into 2 groups. One group on bars, one group on beam.
Brings back memories, man.
For sure, yeah. I haven't pulled these ones out in a while. She's very team-oriented. That is the way her brain works. I've texted her a few times when she's been overseas competing internationally, and she will always say, team is my first priority.
5 girls in the whole world make the USA Worlds team, you know? I was soaking up every aspect that I could. Hello.
During the World Championships in 2023, Robertson injured her foot while warming up on the vault.
I land short, and I was like, yeah, that's not fine.
How are we feeling today?
Pretty good. Having that realization that you physically cannot do that, like, it makes me emotional now. Just because I've wanted it so bad.
Battling through an injury is just as much mental as it is physical. The journey she is navigating day by day.
I know that any Olympic journey, team or not, is a really difficult one, and I'll be proud of her no matter what.
Just to be there and say that I made it, and that little girl was right when she said she was going to be there, when she said she was going to make it.
And you will make it. Way to go. The gymnastics Olympic trials are at the end of June in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We'll be right back.
We're on the move.
Exciting and new.
The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today. Weather headlines on News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
About 1 in 4 adults in the U.S. suffers from hay fever, and now scientists in the UK say they found a better way to measure what's making people miserable. Most people point the finger at pollen for their uncomfortable symptoms, but scientists at Imperial College London say that's not the whole picture. They say pollen carries allergens, which cause hay fever symptoms, and those allergens can be released at different times and in different amounts. In a London lab, researchers are checking allergens on a small scale.
Knowing when the allergen levels themselves are going to be high can help people stay indoors when they need to, maybe take showers when they get home to rinse off some of the allergen that they might have been exposed to.
Experts say no country in the the world actively tracks allergen levels because it's expensive and time-consuming, but our Viper 6 allergy or alert team does. Not allergy, alert team does.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Vipers.
We can be part of the allergy alert team. One of the team is we do have an allergy forecast for you. I wish I had better news there. So allergy sufferers, get ready. We do have a little bit of break from the pollen today thanks to the rain overnight and through the morning hours. But then it is right back at it the next couple of days with high levels of pollen. Achoo. So it is springtime though, so it's time for that. And temperature-wise, it feels great out there. Very beautiful spring day with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. So 73 here in Augusta, right at 70 in Thompson, 72 in Aiken. Good afternoon to you, Millen, at 70 degrees. And then we got some 60s on the map in Crawfordville and Sparta at 65 and 67 alike. So lots of sunshine there for us as those clouds are starting to clear out. Looking at this water vapor loop, it shows a pretty picture there with the cold front on the front side of it, all the moisture and the storms that came through earlier today. And then on the back side, we have those orange colors, which indicates drier air. But of course, anytime you see cold front, that means colder air. So what does that mean? We've got colder, drier air on the way. And we can see that on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam here as we have beautiful blue skies here with just a few wispy clouds mixed in there. So if you like that sight, we've got more where that comes from. As for the first time in a long time, we have all zeros across our rain chances through next Wednesday. So you can put that umbrella away for a little bit. The main story is definitely going to be the winds, as we have some very strong winds blowing in today. We'll see a little bit of relief from that starting tomorrow, and then it really tapers down and calms down as we head towards the weekend. So looking at that future cast to kind of see where everything plays out as that cold front comes through. We'll have a few wispy clouds mixed in there for the next couple of hours, but then overnight, notice we have clear skies, which will allow for those temperatures to drop just a tad. But thanks to the breezy conditions, it will keep it from getting really rock bottom low. But then we have another beautiful day on Thursday, not many clouds to see, and then kind of a reinforcing shot of cold air moving into Friday. But then by that high pressure that's going to build in and set us up for what's going to be a beautiful weekend. So not much in the way of cloud cover to worry about, which again, that means the temperatures are going to be allowed to get a little bit cooler than what we're used to. So a little below average tonight in those lower 40s for us under clear skies. Then tomorrow, you're going to notice it's going to be a little bit cooler, still very nice in the 60s, but a big jump from yesterday when we were in the 80s. So yeah, get ready for another roller coaster as we have a nice cool down for the next couple of days in the 60s, but then we start climbing back up to average and even above average temperatures in the upper 70s by next Wednesday. So your 10-day forecast, nice and dry for the next several days, which is good to see under some sunshine. But again, we've got some cooler temps on the way and some chilly mornings ahead before we get back to about average temperatures by next week. Not bad at all.
Well, thanks so much. We'll be right back.
Hey, neighbor. That's 800-749-7957. 800-749-7957.
I'm Austin Jackson, your guy in Augusta. If you've been injured, my team will get to work right away. And you don't have to pay us anything unless we get money for you.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player. Like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Animal Service officers in Cary, North Carolina, this is the third time they have to deal with a stubborn turkey. Officers also say it's common behavior for male turkeys during mating season, but it's kept the school and the school resource officer in this photo on their toes. They're hoping the turkey they've nicknamed Mr. Tom found his home and possibly love elsewhere. Was that chasing it with an umbrella up or something? They had to use any means necessary to try to chase Mr. Tom and everything, but thankfully nobody's hurt, including Mr. Tom. Well, coming up on News Channel 6 at 5, the first round of NWA is underway. A live report next.
On WJBF News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson.
At a young age, I wanted